Hey everyone, I'm Vivian, and it's finally the time in this channel where I tell you how the heck I got into all these things I'm telling you, how I got into the law of attraction and why. First of all, hold on, let me backtrack. I'm going to tell you about my spiritual awakening and how I view spiritual awakening is more of an awareness of more how different life is and how everything has its reasons for why it happens and how it happens and when it happens. And I feel like it's a greater awareness of who you are, who you want to be. It's like exploring different avenues and wanting to gain more knowledge of different things no matter what they are. And another note, just because you are or you've gone through a spiritual awakening or you want to go through a spiritual awakening, it doesn't mean that you are more woke than everyone else. You are more enlightened than everyone else. It doesn't mean you know more than everyone else. You may know more about spirituality and stuff, but other people have knowledge to still share with you. You are not better than anybody else. It's just an experience. And to be honest, I've seen people say that they know more because they know more spiritual stuff, they know more. But we all still have a lot to learn, even if you know a lot about spirituality. That's why we're still here. Anyway, enough of that ranting about that stuff. So, my spiritual awakening happened about 2 years ago. And how did it happen? It happened when I went through a loss. And if you haven't seen the video about my loss and how it affected me, I'll put it up here and you can just click on it and I'll lead you right to it. So after my loss, I went through, I think people would call it the dark night of the soul, where you feel like it's over, your life is over, you have nothing to live for, and you don't look forward for anything. So after the loss, I was supposed to get some results about what had happened because nobody knew what happened. So I was waiting for those, thinking that there is going to be a reason and we're going to be able to solve this. So I go to the clinic or whatever, and I think the doctor wasn't able to make it. So this nurse came and she was going to tell me what happened. And she, took her time. And she was trying to tell us what happened. And she didn't really know what she was saying. And some words she didn't understand. And she was practically saying that it was my fault. Like insinuating it was my fault. She didn't really tell me it was my fault. But she was not a nice person. But I guess she tried her best. So the results were out. Honestly, I didn't like how they were given to me. After I was out, doctors didn't really care. Like they didn't take the time. I didn't have a doctor, so they didn't feel that to take the time to tell me the results. So I said, okay, there has to be another way. Someone else has to give me a good reason for what and why this happened. So I started digging and I started going more into spirituality because there was more answers there, and answers that could really help take away what I was going through. So I came across this website of a lady that can connect to babies that are on the other side, or spirit babies. So I contacted her, I made my appointment, I wrote some questions and she responded. And honestly, I didn't know this lady, but she was the nicest lady I ever came in contact with, and she answered all the questions I had about the process. So my reading, I got it back, and it was a very beautiful reading. I really enjoyed my reading with her. She relayed the messages that my baby had to me, and they were very comforting. And just knowing that my baby was okay, it was comforting to me. And obviously there's more to the story about the reading, and then Some people may say, well, what if it wasn't real and it was just a scam? To me, it felt real, and it really helped me in the healing process. And to some people, it's like, well, I don't know about that. It seems like some woo-woo type of shit, but honestly, it was great. And if you want to know what or how the reading was done and what the messages my baby had, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll make a video of everything, the most beautiful reading that I had with this lady. So after that, I got some comfort, and I decided that I didn't want to go down this hole of negativity, and I had to do something, and I had to continue on with my life, because I'm still here and there's still people that still care about me. I started diving more into spirituality, the law of attraction, reading books by Eckhart Tolle, reading books about Louise Hay, and I started feeling a lot better, and life seemed better, and it seemed more refreshing, and I finally knew that I still had to keep going and do something different and change my life for the better. And after what had happened, I had more appreciation for life and appreciation for everybody else, because everybody else that was with me was so kind to me, and every moment is very precious, and every moment should be really enjoyed and lived to the fullest. Before this happened, I really was very lost and really didn't know what I wanted to major in, and I didn't know what I was going to do with my life. And I was not caring about, my emotions and how I felt, and I wasn't taking care of my body as it should be taken care of, and I was doing things that were unhealthy. And now I really pay attention to my body and what my body likes and what my body needs, and it's very important to know your body, to see what you're giving it, to see what you're feeding it, and see how your body feels, because your body is always sending you signals of what it likes and what it doesn't like, but you don't really pay attention. Before I lost my baby, I was into spirituality, but not all the way there. Like, I wasn't into crystals yet or the law of attraction. I was mostly into dabbling with tarot cards and just having readings and doing readings for myself, doing readings for my friends, just having fun with the readings, and that's it. I was only focused on that. And now it's like this realization coming into mind that really, really, like, obviously it told me, girl, you gotta get, your shit together and really decide what you're gonna do. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna help yourself? Are you gonna help others? Like, what makes you happy? And those are the questions that I feel that people need to ask themselves. And now the question is, how do you have an awakening experience? Like, I feel like you have to go through something so hard, so difficult. It really changes the way you view things. It's really hard to change people. People are so wanting to do everything how they always do it. And sometimes a lot of things have to knock at your door and make you change. Like, some people the thing that might make them shift their mindset, maybe they'll lose their job, or maybe someone will break up with them, or maybe, honestly, I can't think of anything else, but anything that could change your perception. And it doesn't mean that you have to go through something difficult, but I went through something difficult, and maybe you just wake up one morning and you just say, you know what, I want to change my life and I want to change how I do things. It doesn't mean you don't have to go through something like a painful experience to experience a spiritual awakening or something. And I don't feel like every awakening has to be a spiritual awakening, because it could just be called an awakening, because you don't have to be spiritual to be in tune with what you want, to be in tune with your body, to be in tune with the job you like. It's just you're following your intuition, you're following your gut, you're doing what you want. We're all here to express ourselves in different ways. And our journeys are different, and maybe you'll have an awakening just because you saw a video and it like changed your perception, your perspective. You read a book and you're like, oh my god, this is happening. I'm gonna change and I want to change the world or whatever. And maybe you don't, and it doesn't really matter. Everyone's going at their own pace, everyone is doing what they're supposed to be doing. And just because you went through an awakening, it doesn't mean you're gonna be enlightened and you're gonna be freaking, you're not gonna attract problems into your life and you're gonna have a perfect life. That's not it. You're just gonna have more awareness of what's really going on, and that's it. And you could help people with that awareness, or just, it's mostly helping yourself. It's what makes you happy, what makes you happy, that it makes you feel good to be in this state. You don't have to keep dragging people with you, like, oh, come on, man, you gotta wake up. You're a zombie and you're a sheep and you're just following the crowd. You gotta get up here with me, get on my level, let's go. That's not what it is. Don't try to take everyone with you. That's not how it is. Just do you, and if it makes you happy, just do it. Eventually people will follow when they feel like it. Like right now I'm just telling you my experience because, I don't know, it feels important to say it, and maybe other people are going through the same thing. With this whole shift going on right now, with the whole virus, it's just a turning point, a shift in our mindset, and nothing's going to be the same anymore. And I want to see what are people going through? What are you going through? Honestly, I'm also here to learn from you. Tell me, what are your experiences? How did you come to this realization of awareness? And let me know what you're doing. What are you doing to help yourself? Give me some tips on what should I do to help myself. That's why I made this channel, to share experiences of our journeys, and eventually we'll all come together and figure it all out. That's the point of this channel.